Right, brilliant. Welcome back, everyone. We're now on to the marketing section of this series of videos, which lays out the one-day course. So marketing essentially is a concept that runs all the way through your business. It is how you get the word out about your business. It's how you secure customers and how you do so profitably. So that's an important word to focus on, profitably. So if you're putting any money into marketing, you need to be making at least that money back in sales as a result of that marketing. Marketing also isn't just it's not just adverts on Facebook, or it's not just advertisements in general. It's more than that. It permeates through your whole business. Marketing is the way you deal with customers, the way you run the business. It is how easy it is for your business to accept payments. It's the whole customer journey. Everything that helps to secure business for you, all the little tiny things that make the customer take that decision to buy from you, that is all marketing. And it's not just in the the branding and the messaging you put out there on social media or in advertisements. It's also core in your business. So what is very important to get across in any marketing material you have, it is your unique selling point, your USP. So every business needs something that is a unique selling point, something that only they provide in order to stand out from their competition. You need a reason that people come to you instead of other people offering a similar service. Now, unique selling points can be anything. They can be, for example, your unique selling point could be you. No other business has you, has your experience, has your knowledge, in which case when you communicate your unique selling point in your marketing materials, you need to communicate that experience and knowledge that you have. Your unique selling point could be your product itself. Maybe no one else sells the product that you are selling, in which case communicate that. It could be the area you provide it for. You could be based in an area where no one else is providing it there. It could be the price you're offering. You could be offering a very low price. It could be that you're offering at a specific customer base that no one else is targeting directly. Your unique selling point could be 1,000 different things, but whatever it is, you need to know what it is, you need to know concretely what it is, and you need to be able to communicate it in almost every bit of marketing material you produce. You need to communicate to the people looking at it why your business, why should anyone buy from you. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to take a second, take a minute, take however long you need. This is this is an online video. I'm not going to know. Take however long you need to write down your unique selling point in a sentence. So, for example, it could be my unique selling point is, I'm going back to a dog walker example. My unique selling point is I'm a dog walker based in Heaton who caters exclusively to dogs who have behavioural problems, or something like that. Or it could be I operate in Edinburgh selling one type of plant, a succulent that's you can only buy from me. No one else sells it because it's a specific variety only I sell. It could be, hi, I'm from a consultancy firm. No one else has the level of experience and understanding I do in the area I consult in. Anything like that. So those are 3 examples, all of them very different. I would like you to just come up with a sentence, and if you can, say it aloud. Again, I'm not going to know if you do or don't, what your USP is. So I'll give you, pause the video and give you however long you need to do that. Right, so you should have your USP sorted, concrete, down now. What we'll move on to now is having some tips about networking. So obviously at the moment, networking is less of an in-person thing and more of an online thing because I doubt many networking events will be going on in the current climate. However, here's some advice for when things do, go back to normal, hopefully not too long, about how you can network yourself, and also, though networking isn't just in person, it can be online, through things like social networking like Facebook and LinkedIn and all that sort of stuff. But here's some tips specifically for when you end up going to networking events in person. The first tip is to attend these events and put yourself out there. Obviously not now, when the time is right, when everything's settled down and these sort of things are back on. But you need to meet new people and you need to make as many connections as you can in order to give your business the best chance of success. And these people may not be, they may not necessarily be customers, they may be potential collaborators. They may offer a service or something that you need that you're not able to provide. Or it could be someone who, knows of an opportunity that would be useful for you. The more people you meet and make meaningful relationships with, the more chance that they'll be able to throw some good support your way. So yes, essentially the first tip is to just do it. Just get yourself out there, and get meeting people, once it's safe to do so. The next tip is about pitching. So everyone should create a pitch. And now you may have lots of different scenarios to pitch your business. There'll be circumstances where you have like literally 10 seconds to pitch your business. Whether it's just talking to someone in a quick fire networking networking occasion, or just talking to someone quickly on the bus, or like literally there'll be circumstances where you have no time to get their attention. So you want to prepare for those circumstances. You want to get a 10-second pitch. Usually 60-second is about the time you'd expect a pitch to take. Essentially, it's called an elevator pitch, a 1-minute elevator pitch, because the idea is if you were to go into a lift with someone and you were to have the time it takes for you to go down the lift and go on your floor, the idea is that's the amount of time you have. You have 1 minute. Now, I imagine that must be quite a big building if it takes you a minute to get off at one floor and go on to another. But yeah, that's the idea behind it. So, in your pitch, you want to be covering the basics. You want to be getting their attention. You want to be talking about your business, your unique selling point. So really getting that across, your knowledge and expertise in the area, and what your business can do for this person. So yeah, in any networking event, turn up a bit prepared with. Don't practice it too much. Don't make it too salesy. Just bullet point it in your head. Really, you want to turn up a bit prepared to be able to communicate in 60 seconds what is about your business, what you offer. And that doesn't happen naturally. To some it's easier than others, but everyone will need a little bit of practice to get it perfect. So just make sure before you attend these events, you get the most out of them by making sure you're confident talking about your business, and what you offer. Also, when you go to networking events, it's very important to follow up. It's so often people will just go to events, talk to people, make a great connection, swap business cards, and that's the end of the matter. If there is someone that you have, come across, and it could be a really good relationship to build, and could be really good for your business, or maybe just a good connection to have. You need to keep up that contact, or else it'll just fizzle, and before you know it, you're strangers. So these networking events, building up this network, it's not just about building the network, it's also about maintaining it. So make sure, whether it's through social media, whether it's through email, whether it's through setting up like a phone call or anything like that, try and keep up these connections that could be valuable for you and your business. Now, if you want to as well, if you're able to these networking events, take something with you that illustrates your business. Now, this will be more applicable for some businesses than others. But for instance, I'm an illustrator. If I went to a networking event with the aim of trying to get the word out about my business, it would be crazy to do so without some examples of my work. So that's an example of a very relevant prop you could bring, whether it's like a tablet or even like an actual portfolio or something that I can show my work on other than a phone with a cracked screen. This could also be business cards. This could be something that demonstrates what you do, and will be memorable. So don't be afraid to bring stuff that backs up what you're saying. As I say, it'll often be a business card or some sort of paperwork or something on paper to illustrate what you do. And then don't don't focus too much on selling to people as much as building relationships when you go to networking events. No one likes to be sold to. No one likes to feel they're being pressured into buying anything from you. If they want to buy a product, they'll tend to do so without you being pushy. So what I prioritize when you go to networking events is, as I say, building that network, building relationships with people rather than coming across as you just thinking of them as someone just to buy from you. I know it seems counterintuitive, but yeah, people buy from people, and the more that someone trusts you and feels that they can talk to you, the less pressure they feel. I do think that makes for better networking relationships. So yeah. So my activity now would be for everyone to write down and do their pitch in front of the group. Of course, we can't do that, but what you absolutely should do is have a go at pitching. And again, I'm going to put a time restriction on this of a minute. So whether you can do it in front of a mirror, if you can, video yourself pitching so that you can, figure out if there are things fluffed up or things you could improve on. If you're nervous doing that, then you can just say it out loud. But in all instances, try and time yourself for 1 minute. I'd like you to just have a go at that. I'm not going to offer any further advice. And afterwards, I'll go over a few common pitfalls that we'll see whether or not you fell into them. So essentially, yes. What I'd like you to do now is prepare and perform to yourself, or I don't know, whoever you're with at the moment, a pitch that describes you and your business, and what you offer to an audience of. Imagine you're talking to a class full of potential entrepreneurs. That's who you're sort of aiming at. Have a go at it. I'd say spend no longer than 10 minutes preparing it. If you want to do less, if you want to just go for it now, feel free. But 10 minutes preparing it, and then just give it a go. 1 minute, standing up if you can, speaking out loud, pitching your business to perhaps no one. Maybe there's someone that you'll be able to in your household. But yes, give that a go. Pause the video here, and I'll come back afterwards with some common feedback. Okay, so hopefully you have done that. You've had a go at pitching. If you've done that, absolutely well done. Massive. If I could applaud and you could you could hear me, then I would. But essentially, well done, because it's a massive step and it's not easy for everyone. Even not in front of anyone, it's kind of hard to get the words out sometimes and articulate exactly what you want to articulate about your business. So hopefully you've done it and you'll have some recollection at least of what you said. So I'm just going to go over some tips. And the reason I waited for you to have a go at it before giving you these tips is because I honestly think the best way to learn is to first do it wrong and then hear feedback about it. I think honestly I say failure, but like doing it wrong is a very good learning mechanism to have it pointed out exactly how you can improve. Now, obviously, I can't watch you pitch and point it out sort of on a one by one basis, but I can tell you some very common pitfalls that people fall into. Right, so first of all, did you say your name? Did you introduce yourself to whoever you're talking to, or did you just sort of dive straight into it? the best thing to do is, start with your name, maybe a bit about yourself. People, as I said before, buy from people. So make sure that they, the person listening to you, understands a bit about you, before you get started. If you're struggling about things to talk about, start off with your name, start off with what you do and why you've started the business or why you want to start the business. Did you communicate your unique selling point? That is a crucial one. Did you tell the audience what you do that no one else does, or what you bring to the table that no one else has? And here's a very, very common thing that people forget to do or don't include, and that is a call to action. So that is some way that someone can, in your, after listening to your pitch, act on the fact that they like your business. So, for example, it could be, if you want to contact me, you can reach me on Twitter at Cathurst, or if you, or for example, it could be, if anyone wants to speak to me about business and take a business card, please feel free to come see me at the end. Again, I know it's weird saying this to an empty room with people who can't do that, but a call to action is important. Some way that they can contact you and potentially be a customer. One thing so that's sort of the basics, that's the bare bones of things you should include in your pitch. Your name, a bit of background to the business, what your business actually does, your unique selling point, and a call to action. Those are the sort of bare bones. Now, if you want to take it further, it's great to use emotive language that people can, attach to. So, like really try, again, don't oversell it, but no one likes a sort of dull pitch that doesn't have any sort of sparkle to it. So don't be afraid to use emotive language. Stay away from jargon. Again, you're not necessarily talking to people who understand your the area you're working in. So make sure you stay clear of sort of crazy acronyms that no one knows and very specific terms. Pace is an important factor to consider. So it's much better to, even if you have a minute and you're rushing through it and you're just trying to get everything you want to be said in a minute, I don't think that's a good route to go down. You should prioritize. It's much better if you say less and people understand every word of what you're saying than if you rush through it and say, this is my name and this is my business and I do all this and I do that, so you get more information across. Because it's unclear, people just won't necessarily understand or be able to follow what you're saying. And another thing that will happen is you'll run out of breath. It's actually what I did quite a lot when I first started like doing public speaking like this. I would talk really fast and I was just trying to get as much information as I could across, and then I would literally run out of breath and literally be like sort of breathing heavily trying to do a slide. What I did instead is I took it slowly and I explained it at my own pace, at my own time, and suddenly everything became clearer and it became a more listenable experience. What you also might want to consider is there may be people listening where English isn't their first language. So if you want to reach them, it's always preferred that you speak at a slow, understandable tone. Another thing is just confidence. Make sure that you believe in what you're saying, because if you don't believe that your business is a great idea and that they should buy from you, they're not going to believe that either. So really just make sure to have confidence. A smile always helps. People will want to talk, will be more inclined to want to talk to you if they think you're friendly and look approachable. And just believe in what you're saying, and that's the best thing you can do, really. Have confidence in yourself and your idea. Okay, brilliant. Right, so what's up next? So, digital marketing. There's a lot of different decisions you can make for digital marketing. There's a lot of different routes you can go down. Some examples being social media, but in which case there's hundreds of different social media platforms. So it's about trying to find out which one's right for you. It can also be online, like website. Having a website is another form of digital marketing. Email bulletin, another one to consider. online ads, whether it's things like Google ads, and then there's paid promotion on social media platforms. So there's so many different ways that you can advertise your business. It's about working out which one is right for you, and also just making sure that you don't do all of them badly. When I say all of them badly, okay, I worded that badly. Don't try and do too many things, and essentially meaning you have to sort of half-ass all of the things you're doing. It's better to just find one platform that works best for your business and just focus on doing that one really well. And once you've maybe built up your confidence by building like up that one platform to work well for you, then maybe think about starting another. In general as well, like social media, I'd say 3 is the maximum you want to cater for. Again, I'd start on less than that if possible. Also have a think about why you're advertising. What are your goals? What do you want to achieve out of it? So I would go a marketing sort of strategy for building brand awareness would be different than one for promoting a new product or trying to get bigger engagement or trying to build up your social media platform. They'll all have different sort of strategies to build on, and you need to understand, if you understand straight off what your goal of the campaign is, it will help you to achieve it essentially. So again, your goal just might want to be, I want 1,000 Twitter followers. In which case then you'll need to work on engaging content that encourages people to follow you, and that may take the focus a little bit off pushing sales, because again, people will be less inclined to follow you if they think they're being sold to. So again, that doesn't mean that you don't mention that you have stuff for sale, but you might lessen that in order to sort of build up that engagement. It also might depend on what platform you wanna go with. So essentially, you want to cater to whatever your objective is in how you go forward with your social media campaign. So have a think of what your content will be. You want to make it varied. You don't want to make it too corporate. Again, I suppose depending on the business, in some cases it will be preferred to be more sort of discreet and professional rather than make it more personable. But you want to encourage interaction. You want to make sure that people can see your posts and also include a call to action. So, if you want to, I mean, in general on social media, if we're just going to go with social media as an example, the content you produce, it's better to produce less high quality content than loads of low quality content. That is the general rule. I mean, it used to be the case on various platforms such as Twitter and Facebook, a lot of different social media platforms, that people would post and it would turn up on people's timelines in the order that they were posted. So if you were on Twitter and you wanted to catch the people who were on Twitter at 10 a.m., you would tweet at 10 a.m. If you wanted to catch the people on it that were online at 5 p.m., you'd tweet at 5 p.m. However, which means that it would be to your benefit to post multiple times a day. However, that's not the case anymore. Social media platforms have changed their algorithms, so that what will happen is you post something, and the more engagement it gets early on, the more highly it will be prioritized in a timeline. So for that reason, it is better to create high quality, engaging content. So something that people have a reason to engage with because they like it, or because perhaps there's something they can gain from it. Maybe there's a competition or an offer, or a cute picture of a cat. Like literally, just try and find something that people can engage with. If possible, make it creative, and if possible, make your personality sort of come across from it, because people again buy from people, and they interact and connect with people. So that is a sort of better strategy than posting 10 times a day on Facebook or Twitter to try and get that same reach that you could get from one very good quality post. And yeah, a good quality post will be prioritized on people's timelines, and they'll be much more likely to see it. So yeah, essentially make sure the content you are creating is high quality and worth sharing. So yeah, make sure you also cater to, as I said, to an extent, yes, that is the case, and in terms of like the timings are less important. There are still peak times when it's more effective to post content. So getting that initial engagement with your post can be easier at certain peak times, and those peak times are different for all different types of platforms. So on Facebook it would be different to Twitter, when people usually go on Facebook or Twitter, but so be sure to research whichever platform you're using, which are the most effective times for the people that you're reaching. That's a very easy way, and you can usually schedule posts as well if you're not actually there to post at the right time, to make it easier. That's an easy fix to just maximize the maximum possible reach that your post can have. Okay, cool. That has come to the end of the marketing section. And next up we have financing your business.